and just kind of go over some of the things that make this unique. So the first one is that we keep our promises. When somebody brings their computer to us, or we're at a business and we're working on their computer, we try and as quickly as possible, determine what the problem is, and give them an expectation of what it's going to cost to fix it and how long it's going to take. A lot of times, it might even take a lot of time just to figure that out. So there's even a first part. Well, I'll have to get back to you in a couple hours just to be able to tell you what's wrong, and then kind of go step by step. The key here is that we're walking them through the entire process, and we're being communicative. So you're not left waiting. Where's my stuff? We try our best to meet those kind of obligations and keep those promises. Sometimes things don't go our way. We had a virus not too long ago that attacked a client's computer, and we in our process is to clean it like 3 times in a row. You run the cleaning program, process through it, and if anything comes up, you got to do it again, and you keep doing that until the cleaning process reveals nothing. Okay, got all through that. Last one, good to go. Handed it to them. Wasn't even 2 hours. They got one of those other files. And these things are so insidious that they're always layered. So if you peel off one layer, if you don't get this layer, it puts that layer back on. So they're smart and they're interactive and they're always trying to do
An onion virus, if you will.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, except they're hyper growing and they're throwing on layers faster than you can tackle. So we have some processes to go through that, but they're really time consuming, and it's billable time. So we try and balance that with how important it is that you keep your computer the way it is versus a lot of companies would just simply say, well, this is way too effective, we're going to have to wipe it clean. And even that process is 2 hours. So, they're maybe going for the fast buck, where we might be able to get it cleaned off in a half an hour and get it the way you want it. It'd be much better to charge you a half an hour rate than a 2 hour. So we try and mitigate that as best we can. But when those things happen, we react quickly. We ask that our clients call us back as quickly as possible when they see something, because the sooner we get it back in, the fewer of those layers are going to build back on. So, and we get it dealt with, and we own our mistakes. So, that's important. We're also accessible. So we pay for an office space, and we pay employees to occupy that space and be available to answer the phone, from between 8 and 6 p.m. on Monday. That's a lot of the IT guys don't do that. In fact, you leave messages a lot of times. And most of the time, and I can pretty reliably say about 95% of the time you call, you're going to get somebody that's able to help you with your problem. You're not going to get a receptionist. You're going to get my son, most likely. But he's actually kind of surprised me in how well he's able to help people with their computers. He recently helped a client who was at a trade show, and she had been sitting in the hotel checking out some websites that she probably shouldn't have been, and she's like, okay, well, time to go to the trade show because this is my display computer, and so take it to this, pop it open, and pop.
Oh no!
Yeah. And this is pre-trade show. And there's a lot of other companies that are now walking around looking for partners, and she's like trying to deal with this, and she gets my son on the phone, and he's walking her through it. Well, a big company rolled by that she wanted to do business with, and she's struggling with this and not looking really well, not looking really good. So she had him on the phone in her little earpiece, and she's talking to them and making good and making a connection, and everything's great. And he's like, yeah, press it. Got her through it. I mean, and she was able to meet and get her computer up and running in time for the show. So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that being accessible is really important. She couldn't wait for a callback. There's no way. So being there is really important to us. So we help you understand. So, I kind of pick the people I have in the business for the reason that they can communicate with people in a way that they can understand. So I'm not going to tell you that your ID controller shot and you're going to need to have the BIOS reflashed and all that other stuff. I'm gonna try and narrow it down to what's relevant to you and how, so you can understand what's it cost and how long is it going to take, right? That's really that's all that really matters, right? And if you have questions, we'll answer them, and we won't say BIOS, we'll say the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just turn it off and turn it back on again?
We're not ripping out.
So I went through, and we have a value statement. We have values that is important to students, and I won't go through them all, but in detail. But we're all about fairness, and we're all about having fun. We want to be independent. We're responsible, and we value trust. We value the trust that the clients put in us. Next item is follow-up. So there's a couple reasons that follow-up is important. The first of all is to make sure that the client knows that you care about them and that you know that problem's been resolved. That's really important to us, and we need to make sure that we're delivering on that. That's really part of our service promise, is that we're going to follow up and we're going to make sure everything's fine. The nice bonus to that too is it's always an opportunity for more work. So about half the time I call somebody and say, "Is everything okay?" They say, "Yeah, sure, no, what you fixed is great. But now my printer is screwed up." Like, "Oh, no problem, right? I'll just open another service call." So, they know that we're doing the work for them and that we're going to get it done. So that's one. And last is the mission statement. It's to me, you do a business plan and you get all this stuff put together and then it goes on the shelf because you only really need a business plan if you're begging for money here. You need to show off or something. Right, Anthony?
That's right.
Okay.
Then we don't look at it anyway.
That's true. Skip to the financials. That's all I care about. Well, I actually took some time and actually made a mission statement for us that we're a family-owned business dedicated to partnering with other small businesses to make the best technology choices using our decades of technology. Being small and local allows us to deliver quality solutions quickly and at a great value. And our commitment to our clients' success is supported by ethical business practices and responsibilities. The one thing that I wanted to get that just screams out of that is partnership and shared success. That's what it's all about. That's what it should be in all of our businesses. That we're not out there to just get the quick buck and then move on to the next client. We're interested in maintaining a long-term relationship so that we can be successful together for a long time to come, because it's a value to you, the client, it's a value to the client, and it's a value to us.
Wow.